tries to capture things. But the reality is that is a function of my activism. My art and what happens in this thing is a function of me really wanting to see change happen in the world for real. Not just talking about it, but being activated. So I challenge you all, whether it's with this film or anything that you've heard today, allow it to get inside of your heart and activate you to do something. Because I guarantee you, every single one of you has some sort of injustice inside of your ecosystem right now. Whether it be racial injustice, sexual injustice, gender injustice, whatever inequality that is living in your environment, attack it. Have a disruptive disposition, as I'll say it, or riotous disposition, as Nat Turner had, to any injustice that lives in your community. It is your job. If not, that may be the very injustice that takes hold of your children. So I thank you guys so much for this hammer. I've already cleared the space for it. And I told you, Greg, up until this moment, this is my most proud moment, my most proud award, because it speaks to everything I had to go through to have this film made. So thank you guys for your time. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Craig. Thank you for being
My friend and a real inspiration, Mr. Anthony Romero, Executive Director of the ACLU. I have to tell you, one of the privileges of working in secret for so long, where you don't talk to the media, you don't talk to journalists, sort of hiding in the bunker at the NSA, is that a lot of times you get to know about other people before they know about you. And that was the case for me in the ACLU. As I worked with the programs of mass surveillance throughout my career, I saw Anthony leading an organization against programs and intelligence policies that had gone a little bit too far, against issues such as torture, kidnapping, the warrantless wiretapping of everyone in our country and everywhere else. And on top of this, he bound himself to issues of national security. He campaigned on behalf of marriage equality. He campaigned on behalf of voting rights. And something that I'm proud to say as I stand here tonight is that when we look at what he has accomplished in a few short years, we see that we have made progress on all of these points. And in my personal development, in my personal understanding of when I should come forward, if I should come forward, as I sat in those last days in 2013 at the NSA, I saw in February of 2013, the very beginning of the year, the ACLU had tried to litigate these exact issues. They challenged the government and said, "You're spying on everyone. Can we please get a court ruling on whether or not this is constitutional?" And the court said, "Well, we would love to. That sounds like a great idea. But you can't actually prove you've been spied on." And they kicked the case out of the courts. 1 month later, the most senior intelligence official in the United States went in front of Congress, raised his hand to tell the truth, and said, "Nobody's spying on Americans. We're not spying on anybody at all involved. That's not how we do business." And this was a demoralizing thing for the ACLU. Many lawyers, I think, internally went, can we ever win? Can we ever get any better? Can we actually make a change here? But Anthony didn't give up. Anthony said we should continue to move forward. We should continue to work on these cases. And a mere 4 months later, in June of 2013, the world knew the truth. 2 days after those stories hit the newspaper, Anthony led the ACLU to court and filed the first legal case that led to a new wave of litigation that actually led to the first significant intelligence reforms in more than 40 years. None of this would have happened without the leadership of Anthony Romero. And all I can say is thank you, Anthony. It's an honor to congratulate you. And thank you for all of your service on behalf of every American.
Let's all start. Those hammers are bigger than you are.
Well, I started the Orange Street News. I used to hand write it, and my hand just started hurting, and I thought that...
That's how many journalists get started.
And I thought that I should do a real newspaper. So I told my dad, and he says that he would do all the printing and all the layout as long as I did all the reporting and all the writing. So that's how I started the Orange Street News.
That's just incredible. What do you want to do when you grow up?
I'd like to act. I'm not really sure what I'd like to do, but in my family, competition is a good thing. Competition isn't just about winning or losing to me. keeps me going. Without it, I wouldn't feel the same drive to be the best at something.
You guys are amazing.
And we both work for competing papers, but I think that I'm happy to do any multimedia or produce these videos for Hilde. And over time, I gained a new respect for Hilde, and without her, I wouldn't be standing on this stage. So I'm just so honored to get this award.
Well, we're so honored to give you this award. Hilde, what do you want to do when you get older?
Well, I'm going to keep doing my newspaper.
Good. Did you really solve a murder mystery? That's just amazing. How did you do that?
Well, I got a tip from a good source.
Of course you did.
That I was able to confirm. Then I went straight to the scene and knocked on doors with neighbors for more information.
Okay, I'm speechless, which doesn't happen very often. Okay, I've got a journalism question for you. Better to be first or to be right?
Well, I may be only 9, but I know that my job as a reporter is to get to people the right information as soon as possible. And I want people to take me seriously, and I'm sure other kids want people to take them seriously too. But if adults keep saying that we can't do things because we're too young, then it's hard for us to believe that we actually can do this stuff. So then how will we have great things in this world?
No, I think you're going to show everybody. I'm sorry, I cut you off.
That's why I'm so honored to get this award. I hope it shows other kids that they could do amazing things if they just never give up. Thanks.
You both are just fantastic. Let's have a photo op for everybody. Put the cameras up.
A storyteller, and what's your message to young storytellers? You're such a mentor to so many people. That's amazing. You're a director, filmmaker. So how's it being a storyteller? What do you enjoy most, and what's your message to young storytellers?
Well, I would say storytelling is the oldest occupation that we have. You know, the griots in the tribe,
right.
In the ancient times, were the people they depended on
right.
to get our story told and get a story told forward. It's the key to our identity and the key to who we are.
Absolutely.
But it's the key to solutions moving forward. I'm an artist, yes, but I'm also an activist. And I do understand and recognize that the power of film, the moving picture, and images can really affect the masses. And so I think, so anyone that's a storyteller out there, understand that you are a critical component of humanity and the way we move forward together and creating the change we want to see in this planet.